I am coming to you from my kitchen to kind of show you how to put together a really quick cheesecake recipe. I love dessert. I've made no qualms about that. So today I'm just going to show you how to do it. It's very simplistic. I think a lot of people think cheesecake's got to be difficult. It does not. So I've got my food processor and I just literally sit it on top of my digital scale and I turn it on. When I do that, it comes out as being zeroed out. And then what I would do is I do everything in grams instead of ounces or cups just because it's easier. And I am going to go ahead and put in what would be 1 cup worth of cottage cheese, and that's 226 grams. So once I hit 226, I then literally am going to zero my scale out again, and then I'm going to dump in 1 cup of non-fat Greek yogurt with no sweetener in it, just plain. So again, when I hit 226 on the grams, I'm going to be done, which is now. All right, so I've got 1 cup of cottage cheese, 1 cup of Greek yogurt in my food processor. The next thing that goes in is 2 eggs. So literally just, this is like super simple because everything's going right into the food processor. All right, so what I typically do when I get it like this, I pop the lid on the food processor. I get the motor. One second. And then I literally just pulse it. And really the whole reason for doing this is just to get the cottage cheese lumps out. Once I get a really nice smooth consistency, it looks basically like yogurt. I'll just kind of let you guys see that. It's just like yogurt now. What I will now do is add in I do a little pinch of salt. I do about a teaspoon of vanilla. I typically will do half and half on my sweeteners. So I got stevia in the raw. I'll usually put about a half a cup or a little bit less of that. And then I have Swerve, which I also like as far as a non-sugar sweetener is concerned. And you can get this at maybe your grocery store. Some health food stores might carry it. You can also get it on Amazon. And for this, I'm going to use maybe 1/4 of a cup. Okay, so I put all that in there. I literally put the lid back on. Again, mix it. Once I get it all mixed together really well, I then am going to get it ready to go into the oven. So typically a lot of people use springform pans. This recipe is for 2 people. It's for my hubby and I for later tonight. And I like these bigger Remkins. I think these are like 5.5 inches across. You could probably get smaller ones if you wanted to make it, smaller dessert for more people. And then literally all I do is I put it in a 13 by 9 bake pan. So these 2 sit in there. And then what I do is and you can get real precise. You could put the Remkins on, zero it out, dump the mixture in, or you could just eyeball it, which is what I'm going to do. And I'll get the larger portion if I mess up a little bit. No, just kidding. Have I mentioned how much I love dessert? I love dessert. Okay, so I'm literally pouring the mixture into the 2 containers right now. Okay, and I'm going to pull out the blade, scrape the sides. Now, this is the cheesecake. This is the base of the cheesecake. That 1 cup cottage cheese, 1 cup Greek yogurt, 2 eggs, sweetener, vanilla, a pinch of salt. Now, I like chocolate chips on mine. So the next move I make before I add my water is I just put these on the scale and I zero them out. And I bought some mini chocolate chips. So I like chocolate chip cheesecake. So I'm going to sprinkle it on. Again, I do everything in grams. So I try and shoot for 14 grams. And then I set that in here and I do the next one. Zero it out. Every time you put something on, just zero out your scale. And I put that on. Boom. Oh, my oven just heated up. Perfection. All right, so I got both of these containers in here. My next thing this is super simple. Fill a cup of water. And all you're going to do is carefully pour the water about halfway up the containers. You don't want it all the way to the top. This is going to be a huge mess when you try and take this baking dish in and out of the oven. All right, so about 1.5 of these purple cups is going to do me. So the water is about halfway up the side. And now literally all I'm going to do is open up my oven. I'm going to stick this inside. and I'm going to set my timer for about 35 minutes on my oven. In about 35 minutes, I'm going to take my knife and stick it in the center, and then I'm going to just make sure that the cheesecake seems somewhat set in the center. And then what you can do is carefully pull out because remember that water is going to be hot. So carefully pull out the tray, set on top of the oven, leave it there for a little bit, let that water cool off before you attempt to pull the actual cheesecakes out. And then just cover them with saran wrap, stick them in your fridge, and in about 4 or 5 hours, they'll be nice and chilled and ready to go. Super simple, super delicious, filling. You like cheesecake, you like chocolate, you cannot go wrong with this recipe. I hope you enjoy that. I just want to show you can make a quick, fast, delicious dessert in like 5 minutes. All right, bye.